The Martinez family Christmas dinner was in full swing when my nephew Dylan stood up, iPhone in hand, that familiar smirk spreading across his face, the one that meant he was about to be the center of attention at someone else's expense. "Hey everyone, you gotta see this." He waved his phone like a trophy. "Remember Uncle Jamie's big tech startup? The one he wouldn't shut up about?" I set down my fork, already knowing where this was headed. Dylan had been needling me all evening, making snide comments about my little computer thing while his parents, my brother Carlos and sister-in-law Maria, beamed at their Stanford-bound golden child. "Look what I found." Dylan connected his phone to the smart TV. Of course Carlos had to have his 85-inch screen visible from the dining room. Uncle Jamie's company website. Except check out the web archive from last month. The screen filled with what looked like my company's website, but with a bright red banner. Notice, Quantum Solutions Inc. has ceased operations effective immediately. All services have been discontinued. My stomach clenched. That wasn't real. My company was very much operational, but Dylan had decent Photoshop skills. I'd taught him myself back when he still called me his favorite uncle. And look at this. He swiped to another fake screenshot. Their LinkedIn page, company status, out of business. And here's a Reddit thread. Another Austin tech startup bites the dust. Quantum Solutions closes after burning through funding. The room erupted. "Oh, Jamie," my mother sighed, shaking her head. "Another one? I told you tech was too risky," Carlos boomed, cutting into his prime rib with satisfied vigor. "Should have gone into real estate like me." "At least you tried, hermano." My sister Lucia patted my shoulder with that condescending sympathy that made my teeth hurt. Dylan wasn't done. He'd prepared a whole presentation, more fake screenshots, fabricated investor complaints, even a mock news article about Austin's failed startup scene with my company logo prominently featured. The best part, Dylan laughed, scrolling through his phone, is that Uncle Jamie was so confident. "Remember last year? We're going to change the industry. Just wait until our Series B funding." Man, what happened? Uncle Jay? Dylan, that's enough, Maria said half-heartedly, but she was hiding a smile behind her wine glass. "What? I'm just showing what I found online. It's all public information." He shot me a triumphant look. Maybe now Uncle Jamie will stop acting like he's better than everyone else with his entrepreneur lifestyle. I stood up slowly, pulling out my own phone. "You're right, Dylan. Everything online is public information, like scholarship announcements." His smirk wavered slightly. "What, Maria?" I turned to my sister-in-law. "Congratulations again on Dylan getting that full ride to Stanford. The Endeavor Foundation scholarship, wasn't it? Very prestigious." "Yes," Maria preened. $50,000 a year for 4 years. They only give out one per state. "We're so proud." "You should be." I dialed a number, putting it on speaker. "Hey, Rebecca? Jamie Chen here. Sorry to call on Christmas." "Jamie," the warm voice filled the dining room. "No problem at all. Merry Christmas. What can I do for you?" "I need to cancel the anonymous scholarship for Dylan Martinez. The full Stanford package." The room went silent. You could hear the gas fireplace crackling in the living room. I'm sorry?" Rebecca sounded confused. "The Endeavor Foundation scholarship? But that's already been awarded. The announcement went out 2 weeks ago." "I understand. Please cancel it. Cite a violation of the moral character clause. I'll send over the documentation tonight." "Jamie, that's a $200,000 commitment. Are you absolutely certain?" "Completely certain." "Wait." Maria's voice cracked. That was you?" Dylan's phone clattered onto the table. "Uncle Jamie, you're the anonymous donor?" I ended the call and slipped my phone back into my pocket. Was, past tense. "You can't do that." Carlos stood up so fast his chair scraped against the floor. "He's already accepted. He's already told everyone. Then he'll have to tell everyone it's been rescinded." I picked up my keys. Maybe use those Photoshop skills to make a nice announcement graphic. "Jamie, please." Maria grabbed my arm. "He's just a kid. He didn't mean anything by it. He's 18. Old enough to know that publicly humiliating someone has consequences. Old enough to understand that destroying someone's reputation for entertainment isn't a game, but it was just a joke." Dylan's voice had lost all its smugness. "I made those screenshots as a prank. Funny how it doesn't feel like a joke when it's your future disappearing, is it?" "You funded the scholarship?" my mother whispered. "All these years of Endeavor Foundation scholarships, that was you?" 8 years, 1 full ride per year. I started it when my company hit its first million in profit. I looked at Dylan. "You weren't the first recipient. You were going to be the last." "Going to be?" Lucia caught the implication. "I'm discontinuing the program. Apparently, I can't afford it now that my business has failed." "This is insane," Carlos roared. You're destroying our son's future over a Christmas prank? No. Dylan destroyed his own future when he decided to create fake evidence of my company's failure. Do you have any idea what would happen if those screenshots went viral? If investors saw them? If clients Googled us and found his fake Reddit threads? He didn't post them anywhere else, Maria pleaded. Just showed the family. And how long before he shares them with friends? Posts them on social media for laughs? Tags me to own me publicly? I shook my head. He spent hours creating those forgeries. This wasn't an impulse. This was calculated. Dylan had gone pale. I'll delete everything. I'll tell everyone I made it up. Please, Uncle Jamie, I need that scholarship. My parents can't afford Stanford without it. I know. I headed for the door. Neither could the 7 students who came before you. Difference is, they were grateful enough not to publicly humiliate their benefactor. Jamie, my mother called after me. It's Christmas. Family forgives. I turned back one last time. Family also doesn't create elaborate lies to destroy each other for entertainment. Dylan wanted everyone to think I'm a failure? Fine. Failures can't fund scholarships. How are we supposed to pay for Stanford? Maria was crying now. The same way I paid for MIT, I said quietly. Loans, work-study, summer jobs. You know, the character-building experience you all said made me stronger. I left them there. Dylan frantically trying to show his parents the fake posts while they shouted over each other. My phone buzzed with texts before I even reached my car, but I ignored them all. The next morning, I met Rebecca at her office. She ran the Endeavor Foundation, a legitimate charity I'd partnered with to maintain anonymity. Are you sure about this? She pushed the cancellation papers across her desk. The Martinez boys file was impressive. National Merit Scholar, varsity athletics, volunteer work. He's also someone who thinks destroying others for entertainment is acceptable. I signed the papers. The scholarship agreement includes a moral character clause for a reason. What about the other scholarships? You fund 8 active students right now. They continue as normal, but no new recipients. I'm closing the program after the current students graduate. Rebecca sighed. It's your money, but Jamie, what that boy did was cruel. Ending a program that helps deserving students. Isn't that cruel too? Maybe, but I'd rather be cruel than naive. I've been anonymous all these years because I wanted it to be about the students, not me, but Dylan just proved why that was a mistake. Hard to mock someone's failures when you know they're paying your tuition. I left her office and drove to my actual company, the one that was very much not failed. Quantum Solutions occupied 2 floors of a downtown Austin high-rise. Not bad for something that started in my garage 8 years ago. Morning, Mr. Chen. The security guard nodded. Working on Christmas weekend? Just picking up some files. Frank, Merry Christmas. My office overlooked the city skyline. The wall behind my desk held framed articles, real ones, not Dylan's fabrications. Austin Startup Land's major defense contract. Quantum Solutions named to Inc. 5,000. Local entrepreneur funds anonymous scholarship program. That last one had always been my favorite. Now it felt like a mockery. My phone had blown up overnight. 43 missed calls. Over 100 texts. I scrolled through them. Carlos, you're destroying our family over nothing. Maria, please reconsider. Dylan learned his lesson. Lucia, Mom is heartbroken. Come to dinner tomorrow and fix this. Dylan, Uncle Jamie, I'm sorry. Please answer. I'll do anything. The last one was a video message from Dylan. I almost deleted it unopened, but curiosity won. His face was blotchy, eyes red. The golden boy looked thoroughly tarnished. Uncle Jamie, I'm sorry. I was jealous. Okay? You always had these cool stories about your company, and everyone always compared me to you. Why can't you be more like your Uncle Jamie? Even with a full ride to Stanford, it was never enough. So when I couldn't find anything about your company online, I thought if I could prove you weren't perfect, maybe they'd stop. I made those screenshots weeks ago. I was just waiting for the right moment. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I set the phone down and stared out at Austin's skyline. Somewhere out there were 8 students who'd never know my name, attending their dream schools because I believed education should be based on merit, not money. Dylan had merit, stellar grades, test scores, extracurriculars. But he also had something else, a mean streak wide enough to destroy someone he claimed to love for a few minutes of attention. My phone rang. Rebecca. The foundation board is meeting Monday, she said. They want to discuss the situation. If you're willing to continue funding, they might override the cancellation. They feel one mistake shouldn't define the boy's future. One mistake? I laughed bitterly. He spent hours creating those forgeries, downloaded my company logo, matched our website fonts, crafted fake Reddit usernames to bash us. That's not a mistake, Rebecca. That's a campaign. Will you at least come to the meeting? Hear them out? Fine, but my decision stands. That evening, I got an unexpected visitor. My mother stood at my condo door with a foil-covered plate. "You missed dessert," she said simply. I let her in. We sat at my kitchen counter, sharing her homemade flan in silence. "You really paid for all those scholarships?" she finally asked. "Yes, why didn't you tell us?" "Because I didn't do it for recognition. I did it because I remember eating ramen for 4 years, working 3 jobs, falling asleep in the library. If I could spare even one kid that experience." "Dylan didn't know," she said softly. "That's the point, Mom. He tried to humiliate me, thinking I was vulnerable. What about the next person he targets? Someone who actually is struggling? Someone whose business really is failing? Is it okay to kick them while they're down as long as it gets laughs?" She sighed. "Carlos is talking about taking out a second mortgage. They have options: loans, state schools, community college for 2 years then transfer. You know, all the things they said would build character when I was applying to colleges. You're not going to forgive this, are you?" "I'll forgive it, Mom, but actions have consequences." Dylan wanted to be the guy who exposed his uncle's failure. Congratulations to him, he succeeded. Failed businesses don't fund scholarships. She left the rest of the flan and kissed my forehead before leaving. "You were always the stubborn one." Monday's foundation meeting was a formality. The board expressed disappointment but acknowledged my right to withdraw funding. They'd try to find another donor for next year, but anonymous full-ride scholarships were rare. I kept tabs on the family through social media. Dylan's Stanford announcement post quietly disappeared. He ended up at UT Austin, a great school, but not Stanford. Carlos and Maria refinanced their house. The family dinners I was no longer invited to looked significantly smaller. 6 months later, I was at a coffee shop when someone called my name. Dylan stood there in a Starbucks apron, looking older than his 19 years. "Uncle Jamie," he shifted nervously. I work here part-time. The campus location. How's UT? "It's good, really good, actually. I'm majoring in computer science." He attempted a smile. "Following in your footsteps, I guess, just with more student loans." "Dylan, I need to say something," he interrupted. "What I did was horrible, not just because of the scholarship. I tried to destroy something you built because I was petty and jealous. Every time I make a loan payment, I think about those fake screenshots. I think about how easy it was for me to try to tear down 8 years of your work for 5 minutes of attention. And I'm sorry, really sorry, not because of what I lost, but because of what I tried to take from you. Your reputation, your credibility, things that actually matter." I studied him. The arrogance was gone, replaced by something that might have been wisdom earned the hard way. "Apology accepted," I said finally. "How's the job?" "Exhausting, but I'm learning a lot about customer service and humility." He grimaced. "Turns out I needed both." "We all do, sometimes." "Uncle Jamie, why anonymous? The scholarships, I mean, you could have gotten so much recognition." "Because it was never about me. It was about kids getting opportunities." I stood to leave. "Take care, Dylan." "Wait," he called after me. "Is it true you're funding a new program?" My mom heard something. I smiled. "The Chen Foundation Tech Internship Program. Paid positions at Quantum Solutions for promising students. Full transparency this time. No anonymity." Would you consider?" "Applications open in the fall. We look at grades, experience, and character references, especially character references." He nodded, understanding. "I'll work on that last part." "Do that." I left him there and walked back to my office, my very much operational, increasingly successful office. The Endeavor Foundation Scholarship Program died that Christmas night, but something new was born from its ashes, a program with my name on it, where recipients would know exactly who was betting on their future. Because Dylan taught me something valuable that Christmas: anonymous generosity is beautiful in theory, but it can't protect itself from those who mistake kindness for weakness. My new program would help just as many students, but they'd know who to thank. And more importantly, they'd know who they were representing. The fake screenshots Dylan created never surfaced again, but the real headlines about Quantum Solutions kept coming. Austin tech company launches revolutionary internship program. Chen Foundation commits $2 million to student development. Local CEO turns family drama into philanthropic win. That last one made me laugh. They had no idea how much drama it had really been. But in the end, Dylan was right about one thing: everything online is public information, including the Chen Foundation's recipient list, where his name will never appear. Some lessons are worth $200,000, both for the teacher and the student.